Coach Thomas, thank you very much for your time. Another loss for you guys. How did you view the game?
No, I think we have improved from the previous matches that we have played, and there is a lot to take from this game, and I think it's a positive one. Our players, most of them are still young. I mean, we have only 3 overaged players, and it comes with a difficulty in managing the game.
Coach, Tower was a focal point of your attack. There were many attempts to play long balls into him. Because of his aerial strength, he was able to win them and flick them into channels where other players could run to. But unfortunately, no one was capitalizing on that. And the quality of the crosses that came in looking for Tower were not that good. And as a result, he was unable to get the supply that he can utilize to get goals for you. How do you plan to change that?
I think this type of approach is a new one. We started with ball position because most of the players that we have are from development. So as you are losing matches, then you are saying now is time to change. So that's what I'm saying. We can take positives out of this game, and it will take time for them to understand what we really need. But I think in the next game we should be able to turn the corner.
But Coach, this is I think your 5th loss in a row. Are you not worried about how that does to the morale of the players, and what do you plan to keep them motivated? Because losing so many games in a row can be very demotivating for the players. What is it that you're going to do to motivate them and actually make sure that the next game you get a result that will get them on the right track going forward?
Yeah, unfortunately, people need to also understand that we are a university. If it was a normal club where you would say you would recruit players and so on. So most of the players that are playing here are students, and we have to work hard. I think some of the things that we all know, bad officiating amongst other things, they also compromise because you work so hard during the course of the week, and then come game time they get a soft penalty, you are denied a handball and so on. But we are hopeful that by the time we are allowed to register players in the second window period, we would have been able to register new players, which are mostly students. So we are hoping that at least now we can consolidate. We still have about 3 games to before the end of the year.
Coach, thank you very much for your time and good luck in your next game.
Thank you.
Coach Zungu, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations on the 1-0 win.
Yes.
How did you view the game?
Not a bad game, and also not a good one. But you know, when you say you're having a bad game, we're saying this from what we see with our eyes. To say no, the performance was bad because of the technique, because of the last pass and all this. But when I look at my team, defensively we were solid. Structure, there was structure, the shifting, the rest defense, it was proper off the ball. I felt we won so many aerial balls, and the second ball we were so solid. But then after winning the ball, the first ball was okay, we dealt with it. The second ball, we got the ball, we secured the ball, but when you had to control the game, to control the tempo and all these things, we were not so good. So I would say in position we were just bad. I felt we were not good, but then the structure and defensively were so solid. Okay, we created half chances, which for me were enough to win the game, but we didn't convert those chances. Then we came second half. The first half was just not proper. We were defending, but we gave the ball away. And then second half, we changed the structure. We now set with 1 holding mid and 2 10s. And then we put the front 3 to be close together so that we can get into the final third as quick as we can. So I felt we created those chances. We were there. We were inside the box more often. And also we got into the box and we got a penalty. Whether it was a penalty or not, but the fact is that we got into that box as we told them half time, and we got a penalty and then we scored.
I watched your game against JPM, and I've watched the game today. There seems to be a problem with the final ball. You are able to move the ball from defense, you progress into a creation area, but the final ball lets you down. What do you think is the problem then, and how do you plan to rectify it?
No, I think the problem is that when we get into the box, there's no patterns, clear patterns, the movement especially. When you get into the half space and you get into the wide zone, you find two players in one zone. Into our half space, you'd find two players, then there's collusion. So for now, what we need to try is to fix our movements in the final third. Someone must go into space, someone must come to the ball, someone must wait for a long ball, a switch, then everything is clear. So we do get there, but we get in numbers there, and there's no patterns, clear patterns and clear movements. So for now, what we're trying to organize are the movements into the box. Someone must know where should I go, who's coming into my space, what to do with the ball and all that. So for now, we're saying we're creating, we get into the box, but it's not clear because everyone is just in that box. So it's something that we need to work on, the patterns of movements, so that we can be clear about everything.
Coach, at halftime you made 3 substitutions. One of those substitutions was Eto, which you also substituted in the 98th minute. What was the reason behind the substitution?
The first thing first, second half we needed to go with speed. We chose because the first players we had first half are the ones who can hold the ball and just lay it off, then we move off ramp. But when we brought those 3, we wanted speed, we wanted to run into space, we needed that pass forward. And I felt they were not bad, because when they came in, Senzo is the one who created that penalty, because they were running into the box and they created something. And then when Eto, he started to bleed, and then he felt dizzy at some point, so we just wanted to be cautious not to lose him in the next game. So that's why we took him off.
Coach, thank you very much for your time, and all the best in your next game.
Thank you very much.